What are the top motorcycles for women? Oh, I'll tell you, it's real easy. This is gonna be a short video. It's a Turbo Hayabusa, Turbo Hayabusa, Turbo Hayabusa. Sorry, had to do it for job security reasons. All right, see you guys later. Motorcycle for women? What kind of BS YouTube video title is that anyways? What does it mean? Extra tampon storage in your Turbo Busa? A titanium boob holder on your ZH2? A motorcycle that turns into a woman? Anyways, so when you Google motorcycles for women or good options for women, you typically get a slew of cruisers because those are easy to flat foot. And I get it. Balancing a motorcycle, essentially a machine that can kill you because it goes really fast, and being nervous to do that is perfectly natural. So the crux of this video is bikes that you can modify to get more comfortable on, because all that matters is that you get comfortable and you start riding. But before I summon a large crowd finger chanting, "Don't lower your motorcycle," I wanted to get Spite in here to talk about it.
Making a little video.
Before this gets super spicy about, you know, handling, suspension, ruining your motorcycle forever, I wanted to talk to you, you know, because essentially the consensus between you and I is like, don't do it. If you can get one toe down on one side, you're good. But a lot of women are scared to even start because they're like, how do you even balance that?
Yeah, so the main thing that you need to realize when you drop your suspension, typically what you do is you drop the rear. A lot of people will just put lowering links on the rear suspension arm and then they're done because that lowers the seat height enough and they feel confident. Now, it is completely an accurate statement that if you drop the rear suspension, you are going to change the handling of your motorcycle. There have been a bunch of cases where I've been on lowered motorcycles and they handle a little bit funny. Either they're really sluggish or they're too quick to turn in. Typically when you lower just the rear, it becomes more sluggish to turn in, and a lot of people don't like that feeling. However, if that really only matters if you're going to the track or you're trying to extract every ounce of performance out of your motorcycle.
Or you're like, I want to go carve canyons. Don't do that. But there are tons of women who are like, I just want to bop around.
Yeah, and that's if all you want to do is just goof around on your motorcycle, go have a good time, absolutely lower it so you can feel confident on whatever motorcycle you're on. I just recommend that whatever you do, you make sure you do it in a reversible fashion.
Exactly.
So don't change your shock, just change the linkage arms.
And it's temporary. You can reverse it. Like, you can do something like shaving your stock seat. You could even get some gel in there just to make it more comfy. You could get an adjustable kickstand as well. And you can reverse those mods.
Yes.
That's awesome. It doesn't have to be this permanent thing where you just totally, you know, don't want the motorcycle anymore.
Always keep those stock parts so you can reverse any changes you make to your motorcycle, so that once you're comfortable with the new lower seat height and you feel like, yeah, no, I can totally get comfortable with just putting one foot down, or not even having a whole foot down, just on your tippy toe, then you can raise the suspension and the handling's normal again.
Also, if you've dropped it, put a cage on there, put some frame sliders, put axle sliders on there, because you know what, maybe it's just gonna be a little bit more of a steeper learning curve for you to get comfortable on a bike, and that's fine. And you can also put those things on and take them off, or just keep them on there for a psychological, you know, effect.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely, if you're worried about, you know, getting started on a tall bike, don't be afraid of modding it. You're gonna get a bunch of people down in the comments below being like, don't change the suspension! But you can change your suspension, it'll be just fine. But beyond that, I mean, you can make any bike work, but I got to imagine you've got a list of some solid motorcycle options.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do here is provide a list of bikes that not only I've seen, you know, friends and other women ride that aren't cruisers. There's some really cool bikes out there that they make lowering links for, and you know what? It's time to just list them off.
All right, I will leave you to it.
Also, wait. Can't forget to mention Rockform. They don't just make phone mounts for ZH2 and Turbo Hayabusas, they also make phone mounts for vintage blimps and submarines. Use code YN25 to get 25% off of your order. And don't worry, you can pause the video. I'll wait here. Just go buy one right now. I'll wait. Alright guys, you probably thought I was going to stand in front of a tripod and just list a bunch of bikes, but instead I thought it would be more fun and more Whitney to just hop on my XSR and talk about not just bikes you can lower, because you can lower so many different bikes, or just bikes that are good for beginner women. You know, what a weird thing. It should really be called, this video should be called Bikes That Women Should Ride in Whitney's Universe, because that's really what's going on. That's really why I picked all these motorcycles. You know, and I chose the XSR not because I just got a new sprocket setup, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, I changed him so it's a -1 up front, +2 in the rear, and I'm like, wait a second, why did I do that? This already pulls like a bullet train. Yeah, I just wanted to make it more torquey. I think it'd be kind of fun to have Yammie and Spite ride this in a different video, because Jesus, this is insane. Oh look, another Toyota Corolla's in the way because I was about to pull it. Can I squeeze through there? It's probably not a good idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Red light! Oh, wow. Holy shit, this thing already ripped your arms off, and now it'll rip both of your arms off twice as fast. Anyways, back to motorcycles that women should ride in Whitney's universe. The first three I chose were beginner bikes, right? The rest are just like, I don't know, maybe you've been riding for a while, maybe you rode a long time ago and you want to just get a badass bike, and you want something where you can maybe tiptoe for a little while or flat foot it to get comfortable, raise it back up. But that's the reason why I brought the XSR. It was because this was my first daily rider. Owning vintage bikes before then, I didn't daily ride any of them. They just sat in pieces most of the time. So when I first got the XSR, it was so tall and I was like, shit, what did I do wrong? But how I dealt with that personally was just getting boots that were pretty tall. I think it was about an inch and a half, maybe an inch and a half taller, so I could at least get one toe down on one side. And then I just went and did a bunch of slow stuff in parking lots until I got more comfortable. So the XSR 900 did not make it onto this list, but I've seen more than one lady riding this bike, so obviously if I own one and it was my first daily commuter, then any lady should get an XSR 900. But to start with the beginner class, is something that you can flat foot, something that's more tame, is the Honda Rebel 300. So you're gonna get those super comfy, you know, cruiser ergonomics. It's also pretty sporty for being a cruiser. You know, you can absolutely flat foot it. Maybe this is just the thing you want to ride around on the weekends. That's an excellent choice. Especially if you're scared to get into motorcycle riding because of the seat height. Honda Rebel 300 is a great beginner bike, beginner lady bike, beginner any kind of gender bike. Honorable mentions is the R3. R3 is you know, maybe you're a lady who wants a more classic sport bike, you want it to be fully faired. R3, excellent choice. And like I said, all these bikes that I picked do have lowering link options or adjustable kickstands that you can use temporarily, permanently, whatever. So you got the Honda Rebel 300, the R3, the third one, of course, because I'm a Husqvarna sim, is the Spark Peelan 401 or the V Peelan 401. Now this is a tall one. Husqvarna does make lowering links, but this bike is so sexy looking to me that I will personally just follow you around with a stool so you can get up there until you feel comfortable. So just, you know, let me know in the comments where you live when you buy one, and I'll clearly just show up with a step stool for you to get up there. Look at this, you just barely move your wrist. You're like, oh God. Oh God. It's so much fun. All right, right, the next one I picked was the Ducati Scrambler. Excellent bike. That's kind of what is getting a lot of women back into riding because they have really great aesthetics. They also come with a Ducati lowered seat that I believe shaves off about an inch. So that's something you can get on there, which for, without having to get a custom seat or take it in or wait for a seat, it's pretty cool just to be able to get one straight from the dealership. Also, an excellent motorcycle choice, of course, is the Triumph Street Triple R Low. Yes, they took the Triumph Street Triple and made a lowered version. How sick is that? That's an awesome bike. Packs a punch. Once again, it's just a bike a woman should be riding in the Whitney universe. This wouldn't be a proper top motorcycles for women list without the S1000 RR. Yes, that's right, the BMW S1000 RR is a badass motorcycle for women. This is another one, of course, that they make all sorts of lowering options, modifications, or it's a great candidate to get a modified seat as well. Not only is it the bleeding edge of technology when it comes to fast sport bikes, it's just a damn sexy bike that you should be riding. I rode one in Arizona with my friend Adam Ziza, and I was like, damn! Holy shit! I liked it way more than the R6, I'll say that. Not that the R6, you can't rip ass on that, but rip ass. You know what I mean? Rip on it, rip ass off. So you know what comes after an S1000 RR? It's really easy, and I'm sure you can guess it. But the ultimate super sport motorcycle, ultimate naked essentially, for women riders is the ZH2. I had to put this motorcycle on here because of how much I loved it. Seriously, God, it was such like a trusting ride. You can putt around town. I don't know why you would. You probably get on it and just want to have the supercharger whistling the entire time. But in case you wanted to go shopping or get groceries, the ZH2 is an excellent option. I still think about it weekly. Also, they make a sport touring option for ladies who want a sport touring bike. It's only like 30 grand. Sport touring bikes are expensive to begin with, but this one has a supercharger. How sick is that? I never thought I'd be telling the internet which motorcycles I think women should be riding, and it's even funnier that the ZH2 is on it because I don't know. Either people are going to blow up the comments and be like, what's wrong with you? Or they're going to be like, man, you're totally right. This thing needs a quick shifter. All right, for the ADV ladies, I love the Africa Twin. This is an iconic ADV bike. It's so cool. It's been cool for many decades. It's super tall, but you can shave almost 3 inches off of it, which is enough to make it pretty standard seat height around 31 inches. Here's another one that I might consider bringing around a step stool just for you to get on it because I think it's such a cool bike. And then in my lowering search, I found a pretty significant lowering link system for the XT250. Really cool ADV bike. I might even throw that into the beginner category. It is tall, but I think if I were to go back, I wouldn't get the XSR 900 as my first daily commuter. I would probably get a dual sport, to be honest. And that one is up on my list. Now, when I was going over this list with Spike, who was really trying to get me to channel my own authentic choices without, scouring the internet or forums for other people's opinions, he was like, what kind of cruisers do you like? There's a lot of Harley Softails out there that'd be good options. And I'm just not a cruiser person at heart. I like the R18, I like how it looks, but I would never go riding it in a, gravel parking lot. It's too pretty and heavy and doesn't have reverse. So my cruiser option is real simple. If I had to own something that was kind of a cruisery style, it'd be a Bose Zoku. Duh. You can get mean with it. You can get super girly and just go full-blown rainbows on it. You can get a 2.5 foot tall seat, chopper seat. That's what I would just get. There, end the list. Bose Zoku.
So real bummer, this video is actually over, but you're in luck. There are hundreds of other Yammie Noob videos you can go and check out. Hit this one right over here. Watch it. Do it for Yammie-chan.